This episode is brought to you by Nana's Deli. Attention food lovers, have you been to Nana's Bistro yet? If not, you're missing out. Nana's Deli has just unveiled their newly renovated dine-in space and it's ready for you to enjoy. The updated menu has all your favorites plus a new star, Food Czar Flats, served with every salad, sandwich, or grill order. But let's not forget the classics that made Nana's famous. Their mouth-watering tuna, legendary sloppy joes, hearty soups, and that unbeatable pastrami sandwich. This is comfort food done right. Got a special occasion? Nana's Bistro is perfect for private events, birthdays, anniversaries, or just because. You name it, they'll make it unforgettable. Since 1981, Nana's has been a tradition, and they're still going strong. And if you're in Jersey City, you already know, Nana's is there too, bringing their signature flavors to your neighborhood. So what are you waiting for? Stop by Nana's, enjoy your favorites, and don't forget those Food Czar Flats. Nana's Deli, serving tradition, flavor, and love since 1981. Mention Food Czar Podcast to receive 10% off your next order. Go to nanasdeli.com for more information. We all have that special place we escape to, a beach, a park, or a quiet trail. But what if your home could become that sanctuary? Peace Love Home is a full-service company that transforms your space into a calm, organized haven. April from Peace Love Home specializes in decluttering and creating functional spaces where everything has its place. When you work with Peace Love Home, you're not just tidying up, you're building an environment that brings peace, connection, and happiness. I worked with April, and my home is now my personal escape. Peace Love Home, clear your mind. Visit peacelovehomnj.com and mention the Food Czar Podcast for $150 off your first project.
This is Behind the Counter.
Beyond the counter.
With the Food Czar. Here's Heidi.
Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Counter with the Food Czar, which is me, Heidi Blum. And today's guest, I'm really excited about because not only is he a superstar, in my opinion, in the health industry, he also seems to be a really nice, I'm not even going to say boy, kid, I'm going to say a young adult. So we have Hunter Stoller, who is also known as Health with Hunter on the podcast today. So welcome, Hunter.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. What a lot of people don't know about me, they only know that I do these funny food videos and then I do these podcasts, is I have a health journey. I was a heavy child. I sort of jokingly say I was Fat Monica from Friends. But I'm also a personal trainer, which a lot of people don't know about me. So health and eating well and lifestyle is super important to me. And I thought, Hunter, you would be the perfect person, especially because we're in January. So it's when everyone has their resolutions and they try to go on this health journey. And also February is American Heart Month. So I thought this would be a perfect time to have you on to talk about all of that.
Perfect. Let's start.
All right. So here's where we're going to start, Hunter. I know. How old are you?
24.
Okay. So you're a young age of 24, but you yourself have a health journey that you're very open about, right?
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit of how you got to where you are today.
Yeah. So going into my junior year of college, I was heavy, but I never thought anything of my health. I never even gave it any consideration. I really just went with the flow, didn't even body check myself or even know what I was really eating. I was just eating to eat. And I wouldn't say it was a food addiction, but I just had no caring or awareness around food. And then once the COVID lockdown happened, I was very much just, I was very there was a turning point for me where I realized I really need to start focusing and paying attention on my health. I started to feel gross and I never attributed my acne with my food and dietary patterns. And one day I discovered Weight Watchers and I just signed up for Weight Watchers, and it taught me how to build balanced plates. It taught me what foods we should be prioritizing and which foods we should be moderating. And it really, the fat melted off of me. I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. And the fat truly melted off of me in such a quick way. I'd say within a month, 25 pounds I was able to lose. And then the other 25 pounds came off of me over the span of the next 5 or 6 months. So just a really quick change that really helped me learn about what foods are good for us, what foods might not be good for us, and also just learning how to build my meal so that I actually feel good and I'm not just like stuffed and feeling like crap made a world of a difference.
First of all, that's incredible. I think, would you attribute your quick weight loss to being your age?
No, I would attribute it to
I
not
mean, obviously being mindful, but at the same time, that's like I mean, I feel like when you're younger, you can lose it quicker.
So I like agree and disagree. I think one of the reasons why people think that is as you get older, your metabolism slows down, but as you
Yeah.
build muscle throughout the years, your metabolism speeds up and you're able to consume more calories without gaining any weight. It's just our body's BMR, basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories we're burning at rest. If you're laying in bed all day, that's the amount of calories you're burning without doing anything. So I also attribute it to having zero knowledge and eating disgusting fried foods 24/7 to prioritizing foods that my body wants me to consume most of the time. And just that switch let me shed inflammation, bloating, and fat.
And your skin cleared up.
My skin cleared up. I was on Accutane twice before my main weight loss transformation, and it went away, my acne, and then it came right back.
Oh, interesting. So, okay. So, would you say when you were younger, were you working out and not eating well, or were you just, it was just not really doing much of anything?
I remember like my mom would be like, Hunter, you never go to the gym. And like I was like getting offensive. I would get it, it was getting offended about it. And now it's like crazy because it's quite the opposite. So I would say I never really cared about my health ever. Like it never came across my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was at Weight Watchers when I was in eighth grade. So that's where
Yeah.
I began. But Weight Watchers is I mean, what a great program to
Yeah.
even understand moderation in
Yeah.
general, right?
I
So,
agree.
so you lose all the weight, you feel great about yourself, and then you say, now you become passionate about it, I would think, correct?
Yeah, and that's what led to me becoming a certified health coach. So I was getting asked left and right from everyone, how did I lose my weight? What made me do this? So I just started posting my meals on my private Instagram account. I don't even remember the username at the time. And then I let some of my friends follow it. Then all of a sudden I went public, which was a big step. And then I started tagging brands that I was using, whether it's a tomato sauce or a pasta or a chicken brand that I'd slowly get reposted. And from there, I just became so much more comfortable in front of the camera day by day. And I was able to grow my platform. I remember sitting on my couch in my college apartment once I reached 1,000 followers and I was like jumping for joy. It was like crazy.
Well, because it's also, you're very vulnerable putting yourself out there too. I mean,
Yeah.
and you put it out there, you don't know if people are like, what their response is going to be, if this is a good, there's so many components to it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like when you were in college, what was your major?
I majored in information science, which is sort of like data science, data analytics, which has nothing to do with what I do now, obviously, but my job out of college, it was related.
So, I mean, aren't you so happy you didn't do that?
Well, yeah, and I did work. I did have a corporate job for a year and a half, and this past April of 2024 is when I left that job to pursue health coaching and content creation full time.
Wow. So where are you certified?
A certified health coach, certified health and nutrition coach through the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. It's a 6 month accelerated online health coaching course where I was able to, it really is 12 months, but they give you an option for 6 months, which is so doable. And my second semester, senior year of college, when I started it, I had a lot of downtime and free time because it was only in one class. So I was able to finish it then.
That's awesome. So, okay. So, one of the reasons I love following you is you make things very simple to follow, to swap. I think you come across as very genuine, but I think it's multi-generational too. So it's probably young college
Yeah.
kids. It's kids who are living in the city, you know, in their 20s, and then it's people like me who are a young age of something. I'm not going to give that
Mhm.
number, but so you really make the process seem in a world on social media where nobody knows, as you know, there's so much information about what you should be eating, what you shouldn't be eating. You should be doing macros, you should be doing paleo, you should be doing keto, you should be doing all of it, right? Overwhelming.
Yeah.
You seem to not focus on any of that, but just do simple swaps in lifestyle. Do you
So
agree?
I'm so aware that there's so many differing opinions online when it comes to health, and I really believe there's a million different definitions of healthy. So mine is probably unique, you know? And one of the things that I learned, one of the concepts I learned in my health coaching course is that the idea of bio-individuality exists, which is the idea that there's no one size fits all to health or nutrition because people have different food preferences, people have sensitivities, allergies, and also there's more than one way to be healthy. Some people will say you shouldn't have any fiber. Some people will say fruit's a toxin. Some people will say alcohol is completely fine and you should have as much as you want. And some people will say protein doesn't matter. And then we have vegans, we have carnivores, there's every different type of diet out there. So mine really is, I'd say, a culmination of everything. And I keep it very simple. I help people with simple swaps so that they could enjoy their life, but also they are able to make informed and knowledgeable decisions at the grocery store or online. And I love sharing discounts of my favorite products because to be a little bit healthier now, you might have to spend a little bit more money. So that's why I collaborate with brands that I love who give me discount codes for my followers, whether it's a non-toxic candle brand, a water bottle, or a protein bar, or so on. And that's one of the ways where I am able to help people get clean, eat clean, get lean, and feel good. That's like my slogan.
Yeah, no, it's perfect. Well, and it's true because it seems like a lot of the brands that you are talking about, I don't even want to say promoting because it's not
Mhm.
promoting because you're using them yourself.
Yeah, the way it works is I love a brand. I'm organically sharing it on my Instagram, and I love whether it's the founder's story, the mission, the ingredients, the quality, the nutrition facts, whatever it is, usually all of them, all of the above. And I partner with that brand to raise awareness. They give me a code, and then usually there's commission and other payments involved where I'm able to make money and monetize it. And also, I'm bringing so much attention to a brand that I love over other brands that I don't like. So
Right.
that's the way that like I'm able to bring awareness to special and like higher quality brands out there.
We're going to get to that because there was something you posted and I was very upset that I was eating something that I was like, oh
Okay.
no. But we'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about like New Year's resolutions, right? So whether you have, I know you take one-on-one clients. Do you do
Yep.
group sessions also?
I did a lot of group coaching in 2024. I don't think I'm going to do it this year.
Yeah,
I really like working one-on-one because group coaching, I don't want to say it could get competitive, but I find that a lot of people are not motivated when it's a group. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to price my coaching where it is right now with one-on-one,
yeah,
because I don't want people to pay a very low entry fee and for them to just not be committed. Like I would rather them pay more and them get the results and them to be happy at the end. And
sure. Yeah. I mean,
I've had clients,
results are, and you can keep them motivated one-on-one probably
yeah,
easier.
a
Yeah.
lot more.
So, okay, so someone, let's talk. Okay, so New Year's resolutions, right? So everyone does the same thing. They come off of a very sloppy December, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that's we're on vacation, we're with family, we're at holiday dinners, all that. So, New Year's resolutions, a client or someone on social media says, how do I start? What's the simplest way for someone to start the process?
I would say the simplest way would be to hire a health coach or a nutritionist and have them guide you when it comes to your own preferences and restrictions in terms of what to eat and how much to eat. But if you don't want to go that route, you could prioritize protein at your meals, and you could also prioritize fruits and vegetables and healthy fats, whether it's oils, nuts, avocados, cheese, things like that. And building your meals around your protein source is the best way to start. And then when it comes to exercise when it comes to fat loss, I would say is only 5 to 10% of the equation because you can never outrun or out exercise or out strength train a poor diet. If you are eating peanut butter, you could have 3,000 calories of peanut butter in 2 minutes, but it will take you days in the gym to burn 3,000 calories. So without your nutrition, you're not going to be able to lose weight regardless of how much time you're spending in the gym, which is why when someone says how to start, sure, you could walk, you could strength train, but I want you to really nail in your nutrition before you're able to touch on exercise.
So that's such an interesting thing because I think people think that if they're going out for dinner, they're going to just work out more. But it's within the week of how much your calorie intake is and right, being in a deficit and all of that and making sure you're eating whole foods and everything like that. And which brings me to another point, which the working out part, which is another confusing myth that's on social media is cardio versus strength training, right? So, but we can get into that. So
Okay.
New Year's resolutions, right? So a
It's
health
really
coach.
nail in your nutrition. Like, really understand, first of all, if your goal is weight loss, how much you should be eating. And the way that I would determine that is as a simple equation is you take your reasonable goal weight and you multiply it by 12. So if your goal weight is 100 pounds and let's say you weigh 120 pounds, but your goal is 100 pounds, just to make it simple. 100 pounds is your goal weight. You take 100, your goal weight, times 12, which will give you 1,200 calories, which is the amount of calories that you should aim to be eating every day to lose around a pound of fat a week.
Huh, I never knew that. That makes
Yeah.
it really easy. And that's not even hard math.
No, and
No.
100 pounds is obviously on the very low range. So
Yes.
if it's like
Yeah.
135 or whatever, like you do 135 times 12, and that's the amount of calories, regardless of your exercise, that you should be trying to consume daily on average
Yeah.
to lose around a pound of weight a week. And then that pound a week, you want it to be fat. You don't want to lose muscle. And you have muscle, you have water weight, and you have fat. You want to lose body fat so that you're able to maintain your muscle and your toneness.
That's like the outer layer, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now they start, and then we have, which I never knew was really a thing, is Quitter's Day, which is an awful day.
Yeah. I just found out about that like 3 days ago or whatever.
That's a terrible like thing that there's Quitter's Day. It's very negative.
I know.
So since we both just found out about Quitter's Day, what would you tell someone who is struggling towards, I don't even know what the date is of Quitter's Day. I'm going to
I think
ignore
it's
Quitter's Day.
January 10th.
Oh, well, we're past that,
Yeah.
aren't we? Yeah,
I
we're
mean, I
past
saw
that.
so many Instagram videos about today's Squidder's Day. Today's the day that people stop their New Year's resolutions and it doesn't work.
I mean, that's terrible. So how would you tell someone who's listening right now how to push through if they're sitting here and they're tuning in because they know Health with Hunter and they're like, I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm struggling. How do you tell them to push forward?
I think there's two things I would say. One off the bat is if you started something on January 1st that is either restrictive or non-sustainable, unsustainable, then you did it wrong. And the second part is you do not need to wait until the next January 1st to make changes. You could make changes at literally your next meal, which is very inspiring to me. Because if I knew what I knew now, 4 or 5 years ago, when I was just starting to lose the weight, I would be able to lose it in such a healthy and simple way. And that's one of the reasons why I love having one-on-one clients because I love helping them in a healthy, sustainable, and simple way where they're not feeling deprived of anything and they're not feeling restricted because they could fit everything in. It's all about the portions and what foods you're having and drinks and the quality of that food. And also if you enjoy it. I, for example, hate fish and seafood. I am not going to eat fish, even though it might be high in healthy fats and protein. Like there's other ways to get those nutrients in. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, so just knowing that like January 1st, if you're someone who says, I'm going to cut out all of my carbs and fat, and I'm just going to focus on protein and vegetables, and you're having that every single meal, you're going to get burnt out and you're going to be restricting yourself, which leads to you eventually overeating, and then you get in that overeating restriction cycle. And obviously, it's not going to work because you didn't do it right from day one, which is why I'm really a big fan of hiring a coach or a nutritionist or dietitian to help you because it's an investment for the short term that is going to pay off for the long term.
Yeah, I mean, and it's so true because it teaches you also, like, if someone's stressed out, which happens going out for a dinner, if they're on a plan, I'm going to call it, if they're stressed out going out for dinner, you don't need to be stressed out,
Yeah.
but
And
you
that's
have a
the
coach who
thing.
can help lay it out for you.
There's such a negative connotation around the word diet when the word diet is literally just a pattern of eating. Everyone has a diet, and people associate diets with restriction and negativity because that's just the way that people grew up thinking about it. But my diet is a diet that's very balanced and healthy and includes foods that I love and healthy swaps for foods that I love that if you're changing one ingredient, it could turn into a healthy food compared to junk food. Like it's not rocket science, but it's could be something that's so shocking to someone who's not aware or uneducated about it.
It's so interesting because my generation, I hate when making myself sound old, but my generation, diet was a big word. The way we used to, be instructed if we were having to lose weight was really a very negative and restrictive type of thing, and it plays on the psyche a little bit,
Mhm. And when you
Um,
think about people around your age, how many diets they have gone on, it's you can't even count them on five hands, which is why the diet that I'd say is the diet that I preach is the last quote unquote diet any of my clients ever need. And that's been proven time and time again because it's a diet where they're able to enjoy their favorite foods and drinks and products and live their life without any restriction. And they're also losing weight, which is the best of both worlds.
yeah, I think a lot of people, especially my age, don't realize that number one, food is fuel, and you do need to eat. I mean, you need food, and it should be healthy, whole foods and stuff like
Yeah, of
that. But it's so important to not restrict your body because then your body gets into a very bad pattern.
course.
But okay, so that's a great way to sort of push somebody forward. And I was saying earlier about American Heart Month.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there are a lot of people who don't realize that they have heart issues and stuff like that, and something can be labeled, as you know, because you're a big label guy, heart healthy,
Yeah.
right? Like Cheerios or Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
I know, I can hear it already.
Yeah.
So if someone was to say, I want to be good to my heart, what are the foods that you think are important for that type of goal?
So it's honestly crazy because Big Food has labeled foods like Honey Nut Cheerios as healthy, especially healthy for your heart. And they say promises to lower cholesterol, and that just drags people in, especially kids.
Hmm.
And it's so sad because these foods are ultra processed, made with inflammatory oils, pesticides. The grains are sprayed with pesticides and just added sugar in the form of cane sugar and preservatives and on, fortified vitamins and minerals and other crazy ingredients, whether it's a cereal or it's a snack or it's ice cream, whatever it is. And it's actually mind-boggling. You want to stick to a mostly whole food diet where it's a single ingredient product or an ingredient label on a product where you could understand what each of the ingredients are. If it's a food product like cassava flour and sunflower seeds and other simple ingredients like chia seeds and banana powder and things like that, those are things that we understand. But once we go into the crazy ingredients like maltodextrin and artificial flavors, we don't need to go down that rabbit hole at the store. We have very big buying power as consumers, where and something that I preach is putting your money where your intentions are. And I don't want to be going to either a restaurant or going to shop at a brand or a store where these products are on display. And I'm not buying something by General Mills that has 800 ingredients with artificial food dyes that are awful for us. So going back to the question, like you want to focus on real whole foods, whether that is something like healthy fats, which are amazing for your heart, like avocados and organic extra virgin olive oil, and what even something like a grass-fed butter in moderation and portions, or stuff like avocado oil, or whether it's an almond butter that's organic. You want to just look for healthy fats that are good for us, and those are amazing for our heart health, absorption of vitamins and minerals throughout the body. And you also want to focus on foods that are high in protein and fiber. Fiber is found in things like whole grains, which I don't eat a lot of because I'm not a big grain person. I'd rather save my indulgences for dessert. And people think that like when they follow my diet or lifestyle, that there are no indulgences, which they're crazy and wrong, which we could get to later on. But focusing on foods that are high in fiber, like fruits and vegetables, and then focusing on proteins, whether that is a grass-fed steak, ground beef, turkey, chicken, shrimp, salmon, a protein powder with clean ingredients. The list goes on and on.
Yeah. First of all, I want to go back to your line that was so good is that you would tell people to put their money where their intentions are.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's so true. Like
Yeah.
people are like, Whole Foods is so expensive. But if your intention is to be healthy, then you want to go to the place that you know you're going to get the best produce, the best poultry, meats, etc. Yeah.
And another thing about that is, I mean, I go to Whole Foods a lot. I also, when I'm in Florida, I look at Publix and I look at Sprouts and I see the difference in prices and it's shocking. I mean, especially in New York City, like I go to one of the corner stores and a cereal that might be $6 at Whole Foods is like $10 at these little stores. So people think that Whole Foods, and I understand everyone has different um, budgets, but when I compare the exact same peanut butter that's at Whole Foods versus at a store like D'Agostino or Gristedes in New
Yeah.
York City, it is insane. My Greek yogurt at Whole Foods is $5.50 for the tub, which has 6 servings in it, where I go here and it's $12. So it just
Wow.
people sometimes might need a reality check when it comes to that because they assume Whole Foods, everything must be more expensive. First of all, not everything at Whole Foods is healthy. I think that's a myth. And
True.
so I think you need to compare it because I always preach shopping the sales, and you're able to get a lot of products on sale at Whole Foods and save a lot of money, especially if you have things like Amazon Prime.
I'll tell you what else is that you just did a thing at Costco and they have a lot of healthy options that you can buy in bulk
Oh yeah,
and
and
make your life a lot easier when cooking.
I'm filming more at Costco later this week, and I love finding new products there, especially if you have a big family or you just want to buy stuff in bulk because it's cheaper that way. I also am a very, very, very big fan of Thrive Market, which is an online membership-based grocery store. It's $60 for the year. You sign up, you get 30% off your first order, and you also get a free $60 gift. So it's basically free. You make your money back. Everything is price matched. If you find a cereal like 7 Sunday cereal at Whole Foods for $6, but you see it's more money on Thrive Market, you could buy it and then just show them a picture of it at Whole Foods and they will price match it for you. But
Really?
everything is cheaper on Thrive Market. And
So
they
does
have
Thrive
dozens.
have, do they have produce and stuff or is it just
So
dry food?
they have a whole entire frozen section with frozen fruits and vegetables, and they also have a ton of frozen products, desserts, everything like that. And they also have everything for your home and for your bathroom, for your kitchen, and for your pantry, fridge, and freezer. It's
Oh,
incredible.
I'm gonna sign up on that. I
Yeah,
didn't
that's
realize that.
why
That's
I,
amazing.
I preach Thrive every day because I get dozens of. I also can't win. Like I'll be posting videos at Target, and people will say, Target's, I don't shop at Target. Can you go to Whole Foods? Then I'll post a video of Whole Foods and they'll say, it's too expensive for me. Can you go to Target?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
You should do a series of like high end, middle end, lower end, you know what I'm saying? And this way people can compare and do what works for them. I
And then the
mean,
other thing about pricing is I would much rather pay a little bit more per grocery run now than feel inflamed and bloated and just have to pay a doctor later in life because I didn't prioritize my health. And to me, that's something that really sticks with me. And everyone puts money in different places. I spend $0 on alcohol every year, but people spend $5,000 on alcohol every year. So if
wow.
I'm putting my extra money towards products at Whole Foods or wherever I grocery shop, like everyone spends their money in different ways, you know?
It's so true. You're so
People spend
right.
money on sneakers. I'd rather spend money on food. Like people will say you're crazy when you go to LA, you get an 18 or $20 smoothie, but people are spending
But you're
20
also not sitting at a bar and drinking
yeah,
three
for a 20
glasses of wine.
yeah, exactly. So like
Yeah.
it's all about perspective and like everyone spends their money in different ways, which is crazy.
That's a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do here's what I want to do. Let's do some food swaps.
Okay, tell me.
So, well, actually, let me start with this. You did say that you do eat dessert.
Yeah.
So let's hear what your dessert is.
So I actually post a lot about dessert because people think I don't eat any. If I want to be super healthy, I make my own Ninja Creamy. Do you know that machine?
I know the machine. I should get one. I don't have one, but yeah.
It's so delicious and I love it so much. But that's if I want like a high protein ice cream or a sorbet. You could freeze fruit. But when it comes to desserts, I mean, there's so many. I'm a big ice cream person. Like I'd prefer ice cream and cookies over like rice and pasta any day, like literally any day. So ice cream, there's so many brands from Cosmic Bliss to Ice Cream for Bears to Fronin, which is dairy free, to Strauss Creamery. There's 8 brands. I actually just made a video on Instagram and TikTok, and it's just highlighting high quality brands. Like I just did one on tortillas yesterday, and people think that ice cream is unhealthy. Ice cream is like if you're buying Ben and Jerry's that has soybean oil and 200 grams of sugar per pint, yeah, that's unhealthy. But if you're having a serving or a serving and a half of an ice cream that's made with milk, coconut sugar, and raw honey, like that to me is not unhealthy. It's all about the portion size and the dose determines, I don't want to say the poison, but the dose determines like how unhealthy it is in this case.
What's Strauss Creamery?
Oh, it's just another ice cream brand that they sell all over, like little
Oh, I'm gonna look
on
out for
Whole
it. So
Foods.
like a lot of people will eat Halo.
Yeah, people eat Halo Top, but then they wonder why they're still not satisfied after one pint, and then they go for more. But Halo has artificial sweeteners in it and gums that cause so much bloating, and you feel like crap, and it causes skin issues for me and other clients of mine. And it's not going to do anything for you. Like if you're a volume eater, that's not going to solve your problems. And
Yeah.
other brands like for dessert that I love, like Dream Pops makes incredible ice cream bites. There's brands like Sweet Nothings that make 80-calorie ice smoothie tubes and they are delicious. And they also make these spoonable smoothies and they're all just so good. Like I go for the healthy desserts with real ingredients that we could see, recognize, understand, and pronounce, and it satisfies me. It really does.
That's amazing.
Oh,
So,
and
okay.
then there's hundreds of healthy cookie brands out there. I actually just went on my friend Addison's podcast yesterday, and she makes the best healthy cookies, and their Sweet Addison's is the brand, and they are delicious.
Where
And
does she sell them?
she sells them at a few local stores in like Washington, D.C. and Texas, but
Okay.
sweetaddisons.com, I think.
Yeah.
She's incredible.
She needs to ship.
She does ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So Sweet
incredible.
Addison, I might be placing an order.
You should. Yeah, she's in New York right now. Maybe I'll see her.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the first thing that I was upset by, and I think a lot of people liked my
And
comment.
another thing before you even say it, like
Yeah.
I'm a very
Do you
big
know
believer.
what I'm going to say, by the way?
I don't, but I
Okay.
know that there's a healthy swap for everything. And this doesn't mean that the swap has to have fewer calories. It just means it's made of ingredients that are actually good for us and will help us feel good along with satisfying us. But
I
let's
think
hear
that
it for the one.
that's a great point. So Bear Bells.
Oh, Barabels. So Barabels they don't only have natural flavors, they have artificial flavors, which consist of up to 100 different chemicals under one ingredient called artificial flavors. So the fact that it's natural and artificial flavors means that scientists in a lab put up to 200 plus artificial and natural ingredients in the bar. And they also have sucralose and acesulfame potassium, which are artificial sweeteners that disrupt your gut microbiome, cause bloating. And I don't even know what the protein source is in that, but it's 200 calories, 20 grams of protein, and it's at Trader Joe's, so people think it's healthy, and it's online and at CVS, and like it's one of the worst protein bars you could ever consume.
It's first of all, they're good. They taste good, but
It
that was
is
that was in the past, Hunter. That
okay,
was in the
good,
past.
good.
But it's funny because what you said is so true is that because it's at Trader Joe's, people think it's healthy. And I think
Yeah.
that's not that Trader Joe's doesn't have amazing healthy options. It's just they look at it and I think also their label looks cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's all that's
And
all
it's like a candy
marketing.
bar.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about protein bars. What's your like top 3 favorite protein bars?
So
Aloha.
so no. I have plant-based and I also have non-plant-based options. So when it comes to ingredients and quality and taste, I would say my 3 favorite right now are BTR Nation, which is a plant-based protein bar. It is incredible. You could get it online on Amazon, their website. And it is
The
incredible.
letters BTR.
Yeah, bold, tenacious, resilient.
Oh, I
Those are
like that.
they stand for. I'm friends with Ashley, the founder. She's incredible. So that's one. They have incredible products. Another one is Eat Jacob, which is started by one of my sister's high school friends, and it's an incredible bar startup based out of Austin, Texas. And then
Is that on
there's
Amazon also?
that's on their website, and I have discount codes for these, like 30% off, which like
Yeah.
people say eating healthy is expensive. So I asked them for a discount code. So I don't make any money off of those, but like it's like my followers can or anyone finding my account could get 30% off is a very big discount, you know?
Huge. Yeah.
And then I have a whole entire list of protein bars. There's so many. Like there's Jack's Granny. I don't want to miss any. Aloha does have a few good ones.
Yeah.
Uh,
I like their peanut butter chocolate one.
yeah, yeah. Some of them have no
Yeah.
seed oils in it, which are obviously the ones that I would recommend. But when it comes to other protein bars, and I actually recently made a post about this, there's bars like Prima. Eat Prima is amazing, high quality ingredients. There's Peak Protein, which is great, that's at Sprouts. There's bars like the Feel Bar, which is another nut-free one, which is very hard to find.
Yeah.
And there's protein bars like Mosh, which is started by like Arnold Schwarzenegger's ex-wife, I think, and Scout Organics. I could go on and on.
So okay, so I'm a pretzel girl. I like pretzels. So if someone likes pretzels, what is the better option?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like, I'm not a big pretzel
Well,
person.
you sound like you're a sweets guy.
Yeah. So when it comes to pretzels, there's a brand called Savor by Susie's, which I believe uses palm oil, which isn't really a seed oil, but it's not the highest quality oil. But they have great grain-free pretzels. And then there's also a brand called Unique Snacks, if I'm remembering correctly,
Yeah.
that has organic sprouted pretzels, which is fantastic. And then there's also a brand called FitJoy or Joy Fit, and
Okay.
make great pretzels too. And these are available at like ShopRite, Stop and Shop, Amazon, and maybe even Thrive Market.
So okay, now what about if someone likes chips?
So when it comes to chips, I keep it very simple. There's a brand called Siete Foods that makes dozens of different
The
chips,
best.
all made with avocado oil, heart healthy avocado oil, instead of brands like Cape Cod that uses inflammatory oils like soybean oil, canola oil. What's the other one that they use a lot? Safflower oil, corn oil. Just like these are deodorized processed oils that are made in labs, and it's so cheap to make, and it's so so low quality for us that we're
Yeah.
consuming in every single meal. So by just reducing our exposure to it, we are able to improve our inflammation levels in our body and also feel so much better in the long run.
It's amazing. You also, which I think is interesting, it's not just about foods that you promote, it's also toxins that are in our soaps, our
Yeah,
detergents, our,
yeah.
yeah. People
And
don't realize. I mean, I think getting into all of that is such a big shift for a household.
of course, and
Yeah.
it takes a long time for some people to they're literally addicted to Tide and they're like addicted to their Windex. And those I believe are the easiest swaps to make. I'm looking at a non-toxic essential oil diffuser instead of the Glades that you put in the wall that are awful for your hormones. I'm looking at non-toxic candles that smell like harvest apple, mint vanilla, and marshmallow. And I'm also looking at, instead of a plastic cup, a cup that has glass and silicone around it. So there's non-toxic swaps everywhere, whether it's my laundry detergent, my shampoo, body wash, and conditioner, my skincare, my air fryer, my cleaning supplies,
What do you
and
mean your air fryer?
oh, so many air fryers are made with Teflon, and
Oh God, is my
those
Cuisinart, is that what I have? A
so
Cuisinart?
I have a Cuisinart too,
Okay, thank God.
and mine's made of stainless steel,
Yeah,
and
that's what I have. The electric one. It's the big
yeah,
one.
and it's terrific.
Yeah.
And that's just another swap. And that's why when I see that it's 66% off at Target and I tell everyone to buy it on Black Friday, I want you guys to get it because get it while it's on sale and not $300, you
Except
know?
the one like like people buy the ones from like Costco that are not as good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
people
incredible. What laundry detergent do you use?
I use two brands. I use Truly Free, which is incredible. They have a scented and unscented one. I like the scented one.
How's the
And
scent? Is it clean smelling?
it's fresh. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
really strong and it gets everything out. Like it makes my clothes feel great. And then the other brand I use is Branch Basics, which is the same cleaning brand that I use for my swap for glass cleaners, for dishwasher pods, for my laundry detergent. It's a powder, and also for my Windex swap. And it's
That's
literally what I use
incredible.
throughout my entire home.
So where do you get all those products?
Those are only available online.
Okay.
And
So
again, huge discounts for them. Like I have, it's like a 70% off for Truly Free. And it's like the best laundry detergent ever.
really?
Yeah, I can send it to you and you can put it in your notes after if you want.
Yeah. Okay. That's perfect.
Best.
So how does everybody who's listening, all your swaps, all your discount codes, all everything, how do they find you?
So if you go to either healthwithhunter.shop, I have my codes there. I also have a Shop My, which has like graphics of all of my favorite products. I
Okay.
also, my Instagram, it's Health with Hunter.
The best place is really Health with Hunter on your Instagram, and
Instagram.
everything is linked there.
Yes, Instagram or TikTok at Help with Hunter. My links in my bio have access to everything. I have simple swap guides. I have ultimate product guides. I have everything.
And if somebody wants to do a one-on-one with you, that's how they would get to you also.
Yeah, of course. You could either message me or in my Instagram bio on my Stan store, which is the link in my Instagram bio, I have my waitlist coaching form where you're able to submit your info and I'll get back to you as soon as I have an opening.
I'm going to say this also is that, I cover a lot of restaurants. I mean, that's what I do. I don't eat on camera because nobody needs to see me eat. I'm not that influencer. But people, I think, but like I was saying earlier, they go on social media, they see all these food influencers, who are posting pretty pictures of all this, I mean, massive amounts of food that's maybe not healthy for you and all of that. But I would say even on your Instagram, I mean, you go out for dinner, you
Yeah,
enjoy yourself a
yeah,
nice piece of steak,
yeah, yeah.
and I think people, I hope they listen to this and realize it doesn't have to be an overwhelming process.
No, and it's not an all or nothing thing. And that's really important because people think that getting healthy has to be so restrictive when that should be the opposite because otherwise it's not going to last.
Yeah. You have to
And
live
I
your
do go out
life.
to dinner. Yeah, I do go out to dinner because for me, I'd say like 95% of my social outings are all going out to dinner or
Yeah.
lunch, whatever it is. Like even tonight, like I'll be going out to dinner. So it's
Good
like
for you. Where are you going? No, I'm just kidding.
it's like always something, but it doesn't disrupt me because you're always one meal away from getting back on track.
Yeah. You don't have to sit at home for a weekend and think that's going to be the fix for you. That's not living your life and that's not a lifestyle.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, this was, I mean, I think this was amazing. I hope people who are listening appreciate, number one, where we are in the year. So if they are on a health journey, good for you. If
Thank
you're
you.
not and you're looking to get on a health journey, you know who to go to. And that's the expert, not me. That would be Hunter, Health with Hunter.
So nice.
Hunter, honestly, thank you so much for doing this. I think you're like really impressive to watch. For 24 years old, you were like super focused, super transparent. And I think you were like, you're a success now, but I think like there are such big things for you ahead. And it's great to watch the journey.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I don't even know what my content is going to shift to in the future. Sometimes it just organically shifts. But we'll see what it comes. It's always organic stuff, and I would never like work with or share a brand that I don't enjoy or eat daily, you know?
Well, you can tell. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can tell that everything you're doing is genuine. You're not pushing your program on people. You're simply just sharing
Uh-huh.
something you're passionate about and that now you are helping educate other people about. And I think it comes off as very genuine. It's great.
Thank you. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome. Thank you so much. And I can't wait to see what's next.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you are hearing this message, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'm truly grateful for you and this opportunity. The purpose of the Behind the Counter podcast is to bring food, people, and community together. I hope you'll return for more episodes and explore with me. I want to personally thank Fran Linnell of Design 68 for my amazing Behind the Counter podcast logo, and Travis Lohenberg for my awesome Behind the Counter music, and all the guests that take their time to sit and talk with me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you hear your podcasts. If you'd like to support the Behind the Counter podcast, please subscribe, share with your friends and family, and you can follow me on Instagram at Heidi Blum. If you have any feedback or stories that you want to share, you can email me at foodsarbtc@gmail.com.